When was the last time that you completely forgot about time? I mean, really forgot about it. I'm not talking about losing track of time while scrolling, because everybody does that and that's just brain rot, but I'm talking about that feeling where you look up and you realize that hours have passed and you weren't even aware of it. For me, that happens when I'm riding my motorcycle, just outside on the road, cruising, following the turns of the road, the curvature, and you hear the engine roar behind you. You can pop a wheelie, you get the sunlight in your face, the wind, and you're just flying past, like flying with the road. It is completely magical, and I would 100% recommend it to everyone who watches this. Or for instance, you could be playing your guitar and you can just be playing for hours without even realizing that you've been playing for hours. Those are the kind of moments that we have to chase. I'm not saying that you should abandon all of your responsibilities and abandon school and work and your family or friends and whatever, because I'm an engineering student. I know about deadlines and I know about the clock, but I have noticed something. The moments I actually remember from my life are the moments where the clock wasn't even in the equation. The clock was not there. I could just be doing my thing. I could be out with my friends riding bicycles or having a snowball fight. It's the moments where the clock just disappeared and you just did the thing. Let's look at the problem that we face today. Think about a normal day. You wake up, you check your phone, you check the time. And you head into the bathroom, you brush your teeth, you check the time. You go to the school, you check time for recess, and then you head home into the gym, you check the time, counting the minutes. Or if you go to work, you check the time and wait for 5 p.m. for example. You get home, you scroll, and you sleep and you set an alarm. It's always time checking, and your life has been divided into segments to be endured and outlasted instead of moments to be enjoyed and inhabited. We're always half leaving, half checking out, always aware of what's next instead of being exactly where we are present in the moment. The paradox is, and the weird thing is, when you forget time, that's actually when you find it. So when I'm watching the clock at the gym, I feel like the workout drags. I can look at the clock and just a minute left or whatever, 10 minutes left. But if I'm actually locked in and not thinking about the time, suddenly it's over and I can go home and whatever, it was a nice workout. And if I'm in lecture in school and I'm watching the clock, it feels like agony. But if I'm actually engaged and I'm asking questions, then suddenly class ends and I'm surprised. So time passes slower when you watch it, but life passes faster. The moments you forget time are the moments time actually expands. So when you stop looking for time, that's actually when you find it. Kind of weird. As I talked about earlier, I have a motorcycle and I love to ride it. It's the only place I'm not trying to be anywhere else. I can just be exactly where I am and not thinking about the clock. When I'm on the bike, I'm not checking my phone, I'm not thinking about exams, I'm not planning next week, I'm just there. The wind, the road, the lean into a turn, the engine between my legs. There's this feeling, maybe you know it, when you're going through a twisty road and you hit that rhythm, brake lean, throttle, brake lean, throttle, and your brain goes quiet, completely quiet. There's no anxiety, no to-do list, no voice telling you you're not enough, just you and the machine on the road. I've come home from rides where I have no idea how long I was gone. Could have been 1 hour, could have been 4. I genuinely don't know because I was just enjoying my time. And here's the thing, that's not wasted time. That's the most alive I ever feel. Because people would like to think that when you're not working, doing schoolwork or work or building a business, you're wasting your time, but no, you're living your life. and I feel most alive when I'm flowing through the air. The Greeks actually had a word for this. It was kairos. It means the moment, the right, deep, meaningful moment. On the bike, I live in kairos. And I think we're made for that. We aren't made for looking at the clock all the time or keeping a tight schedule. We're meant to live. And I live when I'm riding my motorcycle. But it could also be a guitar. I actually have played a lot of guitar in these last couple of months. And just sitting down and figuring out the chords, playing the rhythm, getting the strumming pattern, and just playing for fun or trying to learn a song. It's just so addictive. And suddenly an hour passes and I didn't even notice. I was just jamming there on my guitar and having a good time. In theory, it's not productive, it's not building a career, it's not checking any box on the to-do list, but it's mine, it's my time and it's my moment. I'm just making something, I'm just enjoying myself. That's the kind of time that is worth losing. And reading also, for example, real reading, not scrolling on Instagram or reading the comment section. I'm talking about a book that actually grabs you. Even if that's science fiction, Harry Potter, science book, the Bible, or a Roman, it doesn't matter. A real book, and you're turning the pages not just to finish, but you're turning the pages because you have to know what happens next. I've had nights where I tell myself, oh, only one more chapter, and suddenly it's 3 a.m. and the book's done and I'm just sitting there in the dark, a changed man. That's forgetting time. That's being so fully present in a story that your own life pauses. We don't do that enough anymore. It could also be Minecraft. Yeah, sometimes it's stupid, but Minecraft, it's chill. You load it up, you're just gonna play for an hour, it's chill. Then suddenly you've built a big house, a bridge and a farm, and you've farmed in the nether for an hour. And suddenly it's 4 a.m. and you don't even care. And why do we do this? Because we're making something. You were in that creative flow where nothing else exists. That's not wasted time, that's just time you actually lived. So it can be whatever you want it to be. So how do we actually do this? How do we chase moments where we forget about time completely? You have to find your flow activity. For me, it's the motorcycle, guitar, or reading a great book, or playing video games. For you, it could be basketball, painting, or fishing. Maybe it's just sitting in nature with no phone or just hiking. Find a thing that makes the clock disappear, and then you protect that thing. Don't ever let productivity kill your flow, because that thing, that flow, that's yours forever. And when you do that flow and experience that flow, your life is living. You're living your life. You are living your life to the fullest, because life is made up of those moments where you just completely forget about time. That's the only moments you should try to chase in life. And the hardest step in achieving this flow states is just putting away the phone, because you can't forget time if you're checking it every 90 seconds. The phone is a big, gigantic clock. It's also a distraction from your presence. It's the worst distraction you can ever have. So if you want to go on another motorcycle ride, just put the phone in a bag. If you want to read a book, put a phone in another room and see what happens. I can promise you, you will be shocked. You will just be riding and reading without any distractions, and suddenly 2 hours have passed. Also, when you're with people, be with people. When you're working, work. When you're riding, ride. Stop doing things halfway. Just do the things that you're supposed to do, and you'll suddenly realize that time passes really, really fast. The worst way to live your life is basically just living half in, half out. You have to do the thing you're supposed to do. Always be present. about the thing you're doing. Because if you're living like half in, half out, you're always present but never really there. So try to live your life like fully 100% all the time, so you're present in every single moment, and then you can hopefully forget about time. I think that consuming things on the internet like is one of the biggest problems, because when you're just consuming, your brain is not working, you're not creating anything. Creating something makes time disappear in the best way. You could be creating a song, a writing route, a guitar solo, I don't know. You just have to make something that wasn't there before, because creating something will make you lose track of time in so many ways you've never really imagined. Your friends also matter a lot when it comes to this subject. If your friends are the type that always uses their phone and sits and talk about random stuff, if your friends are constantly just checking the phone and doing whatever on the phone, it's gonna feel like a living hell to just be with them. But if you get friends where you can just sit in silence or just sit and talk with them, that's the friends that you can have flowing conversation with, and suddenly you realize that you've sit there for like 45 minutes. Those relationships are rare though, so keep an eye on them and don't lose them for anything in this world. The general idea here, or like what I've learned so far, is that the clock is a tool, and use it like a tool, but don't treat it like it's your master. When you live by the clock, you're always measuring, always comparing, always running out of time. When you live by presence, time stops mattering because you're too busy actually being alive. The moments I remember aren't the ones where I hit my goals or checked my boxes. They're the ones when I forgot any of that even existed. Because riding home as the sun sets, no idea what time it is, strumming a guitar at midnight, finishing a book at 3 AM, or just sitting with it there. Those are the rare memories where time doesn't even matter, and that's when you feel the most alive. Chase those moments. Chase the ride with no destination. Chase the song you can't stop playing. Chase the book that steals your sleep. Because at the end of your life, you won't count the hours you managed. You remember the ones you lost. And those are the only ones you ever really had. When was the last time you actually forgot about time? Tell me in the comments. And what's your version of this? If this message resonated with you in any way, shape or form, just like and subscribe. See ya.